If you are on the age pension or receiving any Centrelink payment in Australia, what I am about to tell you in the next few minutes could directly affect the money that hits your account this fortnight. Because starting this Monday, Centrelink is rolling out a set of rule changes that are already catching thousands of Australian seniors completely off guard. And the frightening part is not the changes themselves. The frightening part is how many people will only find out about them when they check their bank account and the number is wrong. Do not let that be you. Stay with me because by the end of this video you will know exactly what is changing this Monday, who it affects, how much your payment could change, and the one thing you need to do before the end of this week to make sure your money is protected. Welcome back to Centrelink Insider AU, the channel that makes sure you are never the last to know about the rules that affect your retirement. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications because we post Centrelink and age pension updates every single week. Missing one of these videos could genuinely cost you money. And if you know someone who is on the pension, please share this video with them today. They need to hear this before Monday. Now let us get straight into it. Before we get into the specific changes, I want to give you some important context, because understanding why these changes are happening will help you understand exactly how they affect you. Centrelink does not change its rules randomly. Every update, every adjustment, every new threshold is triggered by something. And in 2026, there are three forces driving the changes we are seeing right now. The first force is inflation. Australia's cost of living has been rising steadily, and the government is legally required to adjust pension payments and thresholds twice a year, every March and every September, to keep pace with those increases. These adjustments are calculated using the Consumer Price Index, the Wages Price Index, and the Pensioner and Beneficiary Living Cost Index. So when you hear about a Centrelink update, a large part of it is the system doing exactly what it was designed to do. The second force is the new aged care funding rules that came into full effect on the 1st of November 2025. These changes have had a ripple effect across the entire retirement income system. How Centrelink assesses assets, how it treats people moving in and out of aged care, and how it calculates means-tested contributions have all been affected. Many of the rule clarifications happening right now in 2026 are a direct result of the system adapting to those November changes. The third force is the updated deeming rates that came into effect on the 20th of March 2026. Deeming rates are the assumed interest rates Centrelink uses to estimate how much income your financial assets are generating. When those rates change, the amount of income Centrelink assumes you are earning changes. And that directly affects how much pension you receive. If you have savings, term deposits, shares, or managed funds, this change affects you personally. Now, let us get into the specific changes starting this Monday. And I want to be very clear and very precise here because the details matter enormously. The first change is to reporting obligations for income from work. If you are on the age pension and you are still doing any paid work, even casual shifts, even a few hours a week, Centrelink has tightened the requirements around how and when you report that income. Previously, many pensioners reported their employment income at the end of the fortnight based on what they expected to earn. The updated rules require you to report your actual income earned, not estimated, and to do so within the correct reporting window. If you miss that window or report incorrectly, even by a small amount, Centrelink can adjust your payment and in some cases raise an overpayment debt against you. That means they could come back and say you were paid too much and they want the money returned. This is not a threat. This is something that is already happening to seniors across Australia right now. If you work any hours at all, check your reporting settings in MyGov this week before Monday. The second change relates to how Centrelink treats account-based superannuation pensions in the income test. This is one that affects a significant number of retirees who are drawing down from their superannuation. From Monday, Centrelink is applying updated deeming methodology to certain account-based pension products. What this means in plain English is that if you have a superannuation account-based pension, Centrelink may now be assessing a slightly higher deemed income from that product than it was previously. And because deemed income directly reduces your pension payment, some retirees will see a small reduction in what they receive this fortnight. The reduction will not be the same for everyone. It depends entirely on the size of your superannuation balance and which product you hold. But if you notice your payment is slightly lower than expected, this is very likely the reason. The third change is around rent assistance eligibility and the minimum rent thresholds. If you are renting and receiving rent assistance on top of your age pension, the minimum rent amount you must be paying to qualify for assistance has been updated. Rent assistance rates are indexed in March and September each year. From this Monday, the new minimum rent thresholds apply. For singles, the minimum rent you must be paying to receive any rent assistance has increased slightly. For couples, the combined threshold has also moved. If you are paying rent that was just above the previous minimum threshold, it is worth checking whether you still qualify under the new figures and whether your rent assistance amount has changed. You do not need to apply for a new payment. Centrelink handles the adjustment automatically, but you do need to make sure that the rent details you have on file with Centrelink are accurate and up to date. If your rent has changed and you have not updated Centrelink, your payment may not reflect your correct entitlement. The fourth change is one that catches a lot of people off guard, and it relates to the assets test thresholds for both homeowners and non-homeowners. From this Monday, updated assets test thresholds apply following the March 2026 indexation. For single homeowners, the full pension threshold is now $321,500. For single non-homeowners, it is $579,500. For homeowner couples combined, the full pension threshold is $481,500. And for non-homeowner couples combined, it is $728,000. Now, here is why this matters so urgently right now. Every time these thresholds are updated, some people who were previously just over the cutoff come back under the limit. That means there are Australians right now who have become newly eligible for either a full pension or a part pension as of this Monday. And because Centrelink does not automatically contact people who become newly eligible, those people will not receive a single dollar unless they apply. If your assets have not changed significantly but your previous Centrelink assessment found you just over the threshold, this Monday's update may have changed your eligibility completely. Please check. A 5-minute visit to the Services Australia website or a phone call to 132300 could be worth thousands of dollars a year. Now, I want to spend a moment on something that I know is on the minds of many people watching this, and that is what to do if your payment changes and you do not understand why. This is more common than you might think, and it is genuinely stressful when you are on a fixed income and the number in your account is not what you expected. The first thing to do is not to panic. Payment changes on a Monday following a Centrelink update are almost always the result of a scheduled adjustment, not an error. But you absolutely have the right to understand exactly what changed and why. The second thing to do is log into your MyGov account and check your payment details. Centrelink will have a record of any adjustments made to your payment and the reason for each one. If the explanation is not clear, call Centrelink directly on 132300. Have your customer reference number ready and ask them to explain line by line what changed and why. You are entitled to that explanation. The third thing to do is check your reporting history. Many unexpected payment changes are the result of income reporting issues. If you or someone helping you submitted a report with incorrect figures, even accidentally, Centrelink will adjust your payment accordingly. You can view your reporting history through MyGov, and if there is an error, you can ask Centrelink to reassess. The fourth thing to do is speak with a Financial Information Service Officer. This is a free service provided by Services Australia. These officers are specifically trained to help pensioners understand their entitlements and payment calculations. They are not financial advisors and they cannot give personal financial advice, but they can explain how the Centrelink rules apply to your specific situation. To access this service, call 132300 and ask to be connected to a Financial Information Service Officer. And the fifth thing to do is make sure your contact details, your phone number, your email address, and your mailing address are all current in your MyGov account. If Centrelink needs to contact you about a payment change and your details are out of date, you may not receive that contact. And if you do not respond, Centrelink can suspend your payment. Updating your details takes less than 5 minutes, and it is one of the most important things you can do this week. To wrap up, here is everything you need to take away from today. Starting this Monday, Centrelink is applying updated rules around employment, income reporting, account-based superannuation, pension deeming, rent assistance thresholds, and assets test cutoff figures. If you work any hours, check your reporting settings in MyGov before Monday. If you have a superannuation account-based pension, be aware your payment may be slightly adjusted. If you receive rent assistance, confirm your rent details are up to date. And if your assets have not changed, but you were previously told you do not qualify, check again because the new thresholds may have changed your eligibility. Do not wait for Centrelink to come to you. Go to them first. The people who get every dollar they are entitled to are the ones who stay informed and stay proactive. And that is exactly what you are doing right now by watching this. If this video helped you today, please give it a thumbs up because it genuinely helps more Australians find this information when they need it most. Share this video with someone you know who is on the pension or approaching retirement age because this Monday's changes affect all of them. Subscribe to Centrelink Insider AU if you have not already because we are here every single week making sure you never get caught off guard. And drop a comment below with your questions. I read every single one and your questions shape what we cover next. Until next time, stay informed, stay protected, and take care of yourself.